My name's Tommy Dolo, and I'm 43 years sober. We start off with Hot Wheels, basically, if you really want to go that far back. But if you want to start when I actually got a real car, it's high school. Like literally when I got my license, that was the first thing we looked into, was just getting a car, just looking at. I mean, before my license, it was all about trying to figure out what car you actually wanted to buy, you know. And I remember as a kid, yeah, I used to draw stuff just because, like, oh yeah, I want this car, I want that truck. So I was all big time into drawing. You draw pictures of them just because you couldn't have them yet. My name's Tommy, and I own a 1981 Toyota Starlet. I was honestly out of the car scene up until about, I want to say 2010, maybe 2009, 2010. I was looking for another hobby, I think, because I was doing motorcycle stuff for a while, and I picked up a 1983 Toyota Corolla wagon. Rusted to crap, but that's what got me back in the scene. While working on that thing, oddly enough, 1971 BMW 2002 popped up on Craigslist. Just got an interest in it. I ended up buying it, sold the wagon to a good friend. But for some reason, after a couple years, I missed my JDM car. The roots was in JDM, so I kind of went back to it. That's when I sold the BMW and started looking for the Starlet. Different, small, rear-wheel drive. I tend to gear towards the stuff that people aren't really interested in. Not that there isn't any interest in a Starlet, but the interests are more into mangoes and hot cheese and stuff like that. When I found out about the Starlet and knowing it was rear-wheel drive, I was like, God, this car gotta be good fun to drive. And it is. It's a real basic car. Front end McPherson strut, straight axle, rear end in the rear. They were built to go like 50 miles to the gallon. Motor, it comes with a stock 4K, Toyota 4K. 1300 cc's, dual barrel carburetor, no frills, overhead valves, real basic motor, but bulletproof. I mean, they've been using it in other cars for decades. The 4K stock is supposedly rated at 59 horsepower. So hold on to your pants, you know. Literally like driving a legal go-kart on the road. That's how it feels like, honestly. The car is so underpowered, but with the maneuverability, you feel like you're driving super fast, you know? So it's good fun. It's hella fun. When I got it, only had like 104,000 miles. So the motor is still strong. I mean, the car was all stock, bone stock when I got it. Came with a 5-speed. Previous owner had optioned out for an AC, which I love here in Hawaii, which all my friends are jealous of. I mean, when I first got it, I did the typical thing, lowered it a little bit, got some wheels. But then when I really got extensive into it, did a full exhaust, got some headers from a good friend of mine in California. Went to Rad Motorsports and did a full exhaust from the headers back. Suspension wise, kind of opted to do a air suspension. Bagged the car because Hawaii roads suck. Yeah, it's not your typical suspension where you can buy it from Airlift or something. Basically rebuilt coilovers, universal air suspension bags all the way around, running a AccuAir V4 block to a suspension specialties tank to supply the air, via air compressor underneath the car and stuff like that. Plumbed and installed, all in my garage. Had the car down for maybe about 2 weeks. Paint's all original from 1981. Has the original side stripes and everything. What I added to it was probably the front spoiler, side skirts, and the rear spoiler, which is a TRD replica spoiler on the rear. The front is actually a KE70 front lip that was modified to fit. Side skirts are custom. Mirrors are aftermarket, just cool replicas that I found on eBay. Oh, the bumpers are fully custom. Well, not fully custom, but they're custom fit. They came off of an older Corolla, trimmed to fit, had to make custom brackets just to make them work. They looked like almost like a stock option. Interior is pretty much all original. All original except the seats were redone. The front seats came out of a newer Honda Civic. The rear seats are original but recovered by Antiques to Modern with a kind of retro feel. So they came out really nice. That's one of my favorite parts of the build. Steering wheel's a Grant mahogany. That's actually the original symbol from the stock steering wheel. So that's actually basically a Starlet symbol. The whole interior, if it feels like an island theme, I think it just all stems a lot from just my personality, where I grew up from, you know. I just built it to be comfortable inside of it. Where I did the cloth insert so it's not as hot. The hula girl that just screams. I'm born and raised in Hawaii, so you gotta have your hula girl. Car is mostly done, but yeah, I do have a LSD that I wanted to put in. I had a side draft Mikuni that's been acting up, so I took it off, but I want to put that in and dial it in to get it running really good. I have some new wheels that I want to put on it. Well, old wheels, technically. But other than that, yeah, the car is pretty much set. But like these old cars go, they're never done. So somewhere in the future, I might look into maybe a motor swap or something like that too. Who knows?
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much, oh Mr. Roboto.